Hi, my name is Meagan Dickson, and I will be presenting my proposal for determining the most effective methods of campus tours, in person and virtual, at Seminole State College of Florida. Next, I would like to introduce you to the history of campus tours in relation to the Vietnam War and the history of virtual tours in relation to the COVID-19 pandemic. Campus tours started in the late 1960s after the Vietnam War. With the boom in community colleges, universities felt pressure to recruit. Before 1900, visits were rare due to their fathers or ministers picking where they went to school. The cost in traveling deterred students from visiting as well, and most chose to go to university close to home unless they needed a specific program. In 2021, virtual tours became popular due to the COVID-19 pandemic. A virtual tour aims to reproduce the actual location using still images and videos while presenting a realistic version of reality. There is also literature on in-person tours, hybrid tours, virtual tours, and virtual reality tours. For example, Texas A&M had 11,841 in-person tours since January of 2021. Half of those chose a virtual, showing that virtual can get the job done, but nothing is like the real thing. Also at University of New England, also UNE, did a hybrid where they did in-person tour of the buildings and used an iPad to display what was inside the buildings. As a result, 90% of them said they would attend UNE after this experience, while Ohio Wesleyan University did virtual classrooms to meet faculty and to supplement the lack of information from an in-person tour. In-person and virtual tours can also influence whether students visit the department, like the library, popular on campus tours, and it is essential to communicate the value to current and prospective students. Wook et al. 2018 says a virtual tour of a campus can provide a replacement. A virtual tour could show more than just the university. It could show its surroundings, such as shopping, grocery stores, public transportation, and more, especially if you're living on campus. Gen Z favors this method as they can simply make a decision of where to attend without ever stepping foot on campus. As a result, they created digital yield according to Medley. Digital yield leverages technology to yield enrollment according to Barquin 2019. And the current generations provide this information as a safe and virtual environment according to Medley again. Sikor and Stolzenberg 2018 and 2019 said research has shown that tour guides are the face of college, whether in person or virtual tours. Another type of tour is the virtual tour in terms of a 360-degree view, which is interactive videos of the campus and its surroundings. 360-degree virtual tour shows that telepresence has a higher impact on generating effective involvement. According to De Oliveira Feria, 2021, he demonstrates the same results using qualitative research methods such as focus groups and interviews to gauge effectiveness of virtual reality. The virtual reality tour, his research showed, must consist of campus locations in and around the institution, social events, and emotional campus. The virtual tour also provides an option for those who do not want to visit in person due to COVID-19, and also finds a way to do the entire prospective student audience if the pandemic worsens again and institutions have to go remote. Virtual tours are also excellent too for students who cannot make it to campus due to costs and other resources. PatVic 2020 says can make a virtual reality application such as the University of North Carolina. Their app featured 16 public universities that were accessible from their phone with or without using 3D goggles and a laptop or a desk computer. In summary, there is a gap in the current knowledge and is limited because we are still coming out of a pandemic. We do not know if in-person or virtual tours will ultimately be more effective. The purpose of this experiment is to find out the most effective way of recruiting prospective students for enrollment through campus tours. And the research question that will be asked is what types of campus tours are most effective in assisting with enrollment. The participants will range in the age of 18 to 65 and take either an in-person or virtual tour and complete a survey that is voluntary. The selection is equitable because the experiment will be open to any prospective student taking a tour and does not discriminate against gender, ethnicities, or sexual orientation. Regarding recruitment, I will gain access to those taking in-person or virtual tours by working with the Office of Student Life, who is in charge of promoting campus tours and signing prospective students up who are between the ages of 18 to 65, and will be asked at the end of the tour if they would like to take the survey. On the next slide, you will find a copy of the recruitment flyer they use to market their campus tours. This recruitment flyer is posted at the student service area and other departments within each campus for prospective students to sign up. There will be no money or class credit provided, as campus tours are one of the main attractions for any institution. Next, we will talk about the benefits and risks. The benefits for individuals is that it will benefit future prospective students. The benefit to the discipline will be that the experiment shows which tour is most effective for enrollment, whether that is an in-person tour, hybrid tour, virtual tour, or even virtual reality. And then the benefits outweigh the risk, as there is no risk outside the minimal level of risk or harm and benefit. As for emergencies, I really don't see that many. The only that could possibly happen is at the in-person tour. They do not want to fill out the survey, which is completely fine, as is optional. And regarding the virtual tour, as long as they haven't submitted their results, all they have to do is simply close the browser. Regarding data collection, I will be using a quasi-experiment survey design and using quantitative statistical significance. On the next slide, you will find the survey that Seminole State College uses and has been reviewed for validity and reliability from their Department of Institutional Research. It is cross-sectional and will only occur one time at the end of their 1-hour tour. The step-by-step process consists of taking them to the conference room where the tour began or virtual breakout rooms on Zoom. I will then ask them to complete the optional survey regarding their age, what campus they toured, the overall rating, how likely they are to enroll after taking the tour, and more. A virtual tour, they will be given a link attached to a Google document using the same survey, and the data will be compiled into statistical significance and shared with the Office of Student Life, who coordinates the campus tours. And here is an example of Seminole State College's survey that they use regarding their campus tours. The data will be stored immediately after transmitting it into an Excel sheet and housing it on the institution's secure network. The data will also be password protected and dual authenticated. Only one researcher will have access to inputting the data, and at the same time, the original in-person survey would be scanned and housed on the secure network and then destroy the hard copies immediately. The Office of Student Life will receive a copy of the statistical significance coordinating the campus tours. And institutional research's data policy will determine when to destroy the electronic data. My data, I believe, would not need as stringent safeguards as I am indicating. However, I would still take these safeguards just to err on the side of caution. There will not be any personal identifiers or protected data collected. The results will be shared with the Office of Student Life, who coordinate the campus tours and institutional research. It will not be shared with the participants as it does not directly affect them or use any identifying factors. As far as participants withdrawing, they simply just have to decline filling out the survey as it is optional. Regarding consent, I would be using an informal oral consent when they clearly understand verbally that this is optional, as well as written at the top of the survey. Also, my proposal would not require an information statement nor a debriefing statement, as I will not be asking any personal identifiers or allowing deception or omission into the proposal. Also, I do not foresee any problems with consent, and how consent would be obtained would be by myself at the end of the campus tour, where they fill out the in-person or virtual survey. Thank you for listening.